Hi everybody, welcome to Mike's Classic Auto World. I'm Mike. Today I'm with my friend Hank here, who was nice enough to invite us to his garage to take a look at some of his amazing cars. Right here we're going to take a look at a 1968 Imperial Crown Convertible. It's finished in triple black and I think you're going to enjoy this car. Let me grab the camera real quick and we will get started. As you can see, it's a convertible. It's in beautiful shape. It is an AACA senior car, as you can see by the emblem up front. Hank, do we know how many cars they made in the convertible form?
This is the last year for Imperial convertibles. Each year they made around 500, give or take a few. So this year, it's the last year, it's 474. So it's a pretty rare car, obviously. And it was nominated for a national award by the AACA. It is triple black. It didn't start out life as triple black, by the way. It was beige, dune beige, with a black stripe. I just thought it was very straight, perfect body, no rust.
Did it have the black interior when it was beige?
Yes, oh yeah, the interior is mostly original. That's kind of a sympathetically restored interior. It had a black top originally. So here we have it in triple black with a red stripe, and the red stripe's exactly where the factory stripe was placed with the same configuration.
Nice.
For 1968, Imperials only had a special BF Goodrich tire, which was a triple white wall. Wide, narrow, wide. You know, Cadillac white walls were the reverse, narrow, wide, narrow. What I tried to do here was get a white wall that was roughly the same size when you added all the stripes together. So this is as faithful as you can get. In a bias ply tire, you can go to a tire, especially a tire company, and they'll actually make those white wall stripes, but in a radial, which of course with AACA is a non-starter.
Exactly.
So I did the best we could with what we had. So this is also the fifth model year for an Imperial with Elwood angle styling. So it's a very straight-edged car. I don't know if you can see it's sculptured.
Yes.
A little character line here, and then it dips down, comes back out to this double runner cove, and then down to the back. It's a really pretty... There's
a lot of detail in there that you overlook.
It's a beautiful body side. This was an Imperial only body. It didn't share any parts with Chrysler. Or any lesser Chrysler. So all the sheet metal is Imperial only. The only thing it shares, the side markers are square. This is of course the first year for side markers in '68. All other Chrysler products had round side markers except for New Yorker. So New Yorker and Imperial share this. So if you need one of those, you've got to go find either a wrecked '68 Imperial. There's about a 14,000 production run, so it's pretty small. And or a New Yorker. So. Inside, Chrysler was the only company to do it, used inlaid bronze. I'm not so sure that the people buying the cars knew that it was done in inlaid bronze, but all of that gold is actually polished bronze applied to the car, and it also goes across in, they called it Danish modern cabinetry, across the dash, which was a really popular term in the 60s, and that each of those doors hides either the radio or the ashtray or the glove box, and they all pop up for your inconvenience. So the leather interior, all of the leather seat backs, back seat, entirely original.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is in nice shape.
Very nice.
I was really lucky.
And it's not really cracked at all.
No.
It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's extra thick.
It does look thick.
Yeah, well, and that's what you'd get in a Cadillac or a Lincoln or an Imperial. That's what you'd expect. This car also has a double power seats.
How about that? Look at that switch.
And
that's a really neat looking switch.
It's a 6-way seat. That's before they went to the little flipper switches. It also, the seat backs electrically unlock or unlatch so that you can get in and out without having to mess around with the lever. And then also on the door panel, there's a back door. So that somehow you got in the back seat.
Yes.
And somebody closed the door behind them when they got out. You were stranded back there.
Yes, just like the Cadillac, the Eldorados.
Right,
had those.
right, exactly right. So.
I love all these switches. They stick up like toggle switches.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Another ashtray.
You can't see it, but underneath this cove, there's a tiny flashlight that shoots a ray of light across at the switches.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is
just to illuminate the panel.
Yeah, right. Just it's a crazy thing.
More detail.
Well, that was the way it was back then.
They even covered up the jam. The hinges are covered with a panel.
Right.
Power wing windows.
Yeah. Full power. So, we're going to take a look under the hood because in these days you actually got more car for your money. It wasn't just, like.
Wasn't gingerbread.
It wasn't just a larger car. You actually, this is a typical Chrysler thing where they. Oh, by the way, out on the hood that's the Autronic Eye.
Oh, okay.
Beam changer, so that you could change that for distant or close, whatever you wanted. So this was the time period where you actually got more car, for your money. So there's actually a structural cross member that runs between the front forks ahead of the radiator.
Yes.
Imperials are the only cars to have that.
Right
they
there.
only did that from 64 through 68. And it made them pretty much impregnable. This was before a 5-mile-an-hour bumper. So accordingly, these cars are outlawed in demolition derbies because they can't be beat, because they've got their structural cross member.
Too much protection.
Right, exactly right. But the people buying it, I'm sure didn't know they had it. Chrysler could have easily not done it.
Yeah.
But they spent the extra money to do it because it was an Imperial. This is a 350 horse Chrysler 440 with autopilot. There's the autopilot here, hooked to the accelerator by a lever, and little bizarre, but that's the way they did it then. These aren't the regular 440s that you got in a motorhome or a truck or a Charger RT. These are really specially balanced 440s so that they run extra smooth and smoothly. And so these cars actually, this was kind of the conclusion of the time when, the construction of a premium barge, and Chrysler was really interested in building the finest car that they could construct. Yeah, so this is the Imperials were built. The bodies were done over at the Kirchville body plant across from Jefferson Avenue. They were on a slower production line. There was as much attention to detail as possible, and they really were focused on building a quality product. And for me, the 68, and the reason I have the 68 is it's one of my favorite styling years. I love the die-cast grille. I love all the detail. I love the inlaid bronze.
It is a beautiful car.
Right. And these ride and handle because they're not on coil springs.
Little torsion bar, right?
Yeah, it's a torsion bar suspension, so you can corner quickly. There's no body sway. There's no yaw. There's
it just comes back quickly and smoothly.
Right. You have road feel, like as is missing in some of the Cadillacs and Lincolns. It's not like any other large car. So if you have an opportunity to go for a ride in an Imperial, you should take it. So.
I see this John Deere tractor here.
Right.
That's your car when you were a kid?
Yeah. So that was a gift.
A little toy?
Gift to my dad and mom when I was born in 1956. So I think it's a 57 actually.
And it's been restored, right?
Yeah. If something's around here long enough, it'll get restored. It's a real issue.
This car is absolutely laser straight. Black is an impossible color to get right, but this car is right.
That's why we did it. That's why I did it in black, because I thought it could be black.
Yeah, and the sides.
Yeah, there's a lot of flat surface there.
Yeah.
You couldn't, if it wasn't perfect, you couldn't. I think it'd be very difficult to fix it.
Well, the sides are so flat, it has to be perfect, and this car is perfect. It's laser straight.
Sculptured sides. It's a beautiful. Beautiful design, really.
Can we look at the driver's seat
Sure.
real quick?
Here, why don't you go first?
Okay. I get back
Open
here.
the door. Again, even the door handles are Imperial only. You know?
Really?
Yeah. They don't.
Yeah, they're very square.
Yeah, they're not shared by any other Chrysler Corporation car. And they're only used for 2 years, 67 and 68. In 68, it has a brushed insert, just like the base of the convertible top.
Okay.
In 67, it's wood grain. But, and then each door, whoops, has a little compartment
Ah, there we go.
for you to hide your wife's jewels. And again, this has all of the other extra buttons.
Yeah, it's got the light back there as well.
Yeah, I constantly confuse the vent window buttons when I think I'm putting a window down. You know, not far enough down. It's too many buttons for me. It
Love all the buttons though.
tilt telly, which
Tilt?
so if you
Telescopic?
yeah, so if you take that,
You spin this?
spin, yeah, you can go ahead, spin it, and it'll
Okay. There we go. It slides in.
right.
Tighten it.
You're ready to go.
You pull it out.
Yeah. Or anywhere in between, really.
Wow.
Infinite. So that's of course a Saginaw wheel purchased by Chrysler from General Motors, Saginaw Wheel Division.
And you got armrest back there?
Yep.
A little handle on it.
Center armrest and rear speaker.
Rear speaker.
Well, that's original. I don't know how many, you have to look. I'm not sure how many miles are on this car. I hate to say that I don't know.
Again, look at the seats. The seats are very little cracking. It's almost like it's been redone.
Some creasing, but
creasing, but
seat bottoms have been redone. I had those specially made actually by SMS in Oregon. So
okay, yeah,
that leather's been
yeah. I've used them for my car.
yeah,
for material.
they do a nice job.
Beautiful interior.
Yeah,
I think the shading of this bronze or
yeah,
the coloring there is really nice with the black
inlaid bronze
along the bottom of the dash as well.
One of the reasons
top
I
looks
think
beautiful.
they only ever did that for 1 year is that it's too heavy to stay on the car. It constantly pops off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, second year for glass back window in the convertible. It's slightly convex. Actually, it looks flat, but it really isn't.
It does look flat.
And that was an Imperial only feature too.
Sorry, can't quite get behind the car,
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
that's
I need
okay.
a larger barn.
You need a larger barn. You have big cars. This is a beautiful car.
The other thing that was interesting when we were doing this, I tried to get a decent wheel cover, a set of perfect wheel covers, and these wheel covers, unlike Cadillac and a Lincoln, they are 1, 2, 3, right, 4, 5 pieces.
Really?
Yeah.
And they come apart from the inside?
Yeah, I had these wheel covers totally apart. All of the skins, then I had, this cast insert.
Okay.
Then I had the ring, then I had the center, and all apart, all on the floor, looking for the best pieces to put back together to make 4 perfect wheel covers.
Yeah.
I did a great job, except I forgot to put, they had a little gob of dum-dum behind the centers, and I cleaned them all out with lacquer thinner and went all over everything with 4-0 steel wool, put them back together. I didn't put anything behind
So you
those.
get a little bit of a rattle?
Yeah. But I know what it is, and I'm not taking them all apart again. So.
You'll live with it.
Yeah. So anyway.
Well, there we have it, a 1968 Imperial Crown convertible. Yeah. Thank you, Hank, very much for showing us the car. It's a gorgeous car. Beautiful, beautiful car.